Well, I was looking for an email that I had kept for the longest time, years. And I searched for everything I could think of in my email to find it. I just couldn't find it. But it kind of sort of goes with this video that I'm about to do. But this kid is going to college. There's an interesting article. TheMindUnleashed.com has this. College student earns 4.0 GPA, then drops out saying, "You are being scammed." Now, I had in this article, and I've actually done 2 videos on it because I thought it was so fantastic. And this article is years old, many, many years old. And I remember reading it in the email, I got it, and I'm like, man, that's incredible. And the article goes on to say there's like, Mike and Steve, and they both are in high school. They both graduate at the same time. They're both given like $16,000 from their parents each. And one decides, I'm going to put that money in the market, as an investment as far as retirement goes. And I'm going to start working right away. I'm going to work at an average job, no college degree, and that's that. The other guy, well, so that was Mike, okay? Let's say that was Mike. Steve, $16,000. I'm going to college because I want to make more money. I'm putting this $16,000 towards college tuition, and I still have to get a student loan out for the rest, but it's going to go well for me. I'm going to put 16 in there to start. Goes to college, gets his degree, gets out of college, lands his decent job, paying what he thought it would pay. But several years have gone by now, college and everything else. The other guy on the other hand has been working. So Mike has been working. Steve just got out of college. Had the same amount of money, etc. By the time, long story short, by the time they're ready to retire, 63, 4, whatever years old that the article talked about, typical retirement age, I guess 64, or maybe it was 65, whatever. They both retire at the same time, same age. Mike, who did not go to college because he put his $16,000 in the market and let it earn interest over all those years, he had a big head start over Steve, who went to college. But Steve did make more money when he got out of college because he landed his nice job. But he had to pay back those student loan debts. So he had to pay that down. And he also started saving up or putting money away, just as the other guy did, in the stock market so he could retire. But he got started later in the game, and he didn't get to start with a nice little lump sum. He started with nothing because he used his $16,000 towards school. But he also has student loan debt to pay back. By the time it was all said and done, I want to say Mike, who didn't go to college, had $300,000 in retirement. Steve, who did go to college, only had $100,000 when he retired. And the guy in the article showed you the math. This is not anything indisputable. It's simple returns on their investment. Both get the same returns. We're being realistic with the returns. We're not going crazy. And I was like, wow, that article years ago is when that hit me like, okay, now I know why I didn't go to college. Thank goodness for that. And this is proof as to why it's nonsense. Now, that was many, many years ago, I'm going to tell you. I'm talking 2006, 7, 8, 9 maybe time frame when I had that article. And as you know, college tuition ain't getting any cheaper. It's getting ridiculous, right? So what does that say? It says college is becoming obsolete, especially when you can learn everything on the internet. As I said before, I self-taught myself. Allow myself to introduce myself. I self-taught myself programming by watching some introductory videos on YouTube for Microsoft Access databases. I thought, man, I could easily follow along. This is very, very good video. How much is it to do his intermediate course, which includes these and a whole bunch of the beginning course plus the intermediate course? $150 total. I'll pay that. Asked my boss, would you mind paying me back if I can pull this off? Because we need a CRM system here bad. Would really help the company. Track leads and stuff. Oh, sure, absolutely. I said, but I don't want to make you pay if I can't do this. but I already paid for it. I'm going to start studying it and do it. So we started building this thing, or I did, I should say. And now today is an enormous system. And I also learned how to program in visualbasic.net. So I've produced some other interesting programs for work, and my own little remote control program I told you about that you can control a PC remotely from your house or your work PC from home, vice versa. I taught myself. College is obsolete, I'm here to tell you. So this young man, I have to give him a little round of applause, silent one, if you will. So, themindunleashed.com. College student earns 4.0 GPA, then drops out. You are being scammed, he says. Billy Williams just finished his first college semester and did so with the all-impressive 4.0 GPA. Instead of celebrating his accomplishments with friends and family, he decided to drop out of college entirely. And he has a picture of himself flipping. Behind him says Kansas State University, founded 1863. And he's flipping at a bird, smiling, taking a selfie. Brian Williams, I commend you. I seriously commend you. You're not playing the game anymore. Billy made a Facebook post that is now going viral in which he explains his reasoning for dropping out. He says, now that I've finished my first semester, I think it's safe to say, F college. Now, before all of you go bat crap crazy, I have a few points to make. Number one, yes, I have dropped out after finishing my first semester with a 4.0 GPA, and it's one of the best choices I've ever made. Not because I'm averse to learning, but actually the exact opposite. Number two, you are being scammed, he says. You may not see it today or tomorrow, but you will see it someday. Heck, you may have already seen it if you've been through college. You are being put thousands into debt to learn things you will never even use. Wasting 4 years of your life to be stuck at a paycheck that grows slower than the rate of inflation. Paying $200 for a $6 textbook? Being taught by teachers who have never done what they're teaching. Average income has increased 5 times over the last 40 years, while the cost of college has increased 18 times. You're spending thousands of dollars to learn information you won't ever even use just to get a piece of paper. I once even had an engineer tell me, quote, I learned more in my first 30 days working than in my 5 years of college. End quote. What does that tell you about this system? There are about 1 million more ways you're being scammed into this. Just watch the video I'm going to comment if you want to see more, he says. That was his Facebook post. Number 3, colleges are requiring people to spend money taking general ed courses to learn about the quadratic formula and other crap they will never use, when they could be giving classes on marriage and how to do your taxes. Number 4, gosh, there are so many more reasons I could add, but just comment if you disagree or have reasons to add. I'd love to add to the conversation. Tag a friend in college. Tag your parents. Share this if you agree, disagree. Let's just talk about it. Heck, post a picture of yourself flipping off something you think is unjust in our society, he says. And Billy is right, too, that the price of college continues to soar. Ray Frank, a professor of education at the University of Massachusetts in Boston, said, if you look at the long-term trend of college tuition, it has been rising almost 6% above the rate of inflation. That's brought immense pressure from the media and general public, asking whether college is still worth it. In 2015, Harvard's annual tuition and fees, not including room and board, would cost a person $45,278, which is more than 17 times the 1971 to 72 cost. If annual increases of tuition had simply tracked the inflation rate since 1971, 2016's tuition would be just $15,189. According to CNBC, fake news, college enrollment peaked in 2011 and has been decreasing ever since. Oh, CNBC, did you tell the truth for once? Is that what we're about to see here? CNBC? Are you crazy? College enrollment peaked in 2011 and has been decreasing ever since. This is no doubt in part to a family's ability to pay the tuition, room and board, and other related expenses. For example, in order to pay for a year of college at Harvard today would take the median household income nearly 1 year of paychecks. Back in 1971, it would have taken about 13 weeks of paychecks per the household median income. 13 weeks? Let's see, there's 4 weeks in a month. 4 times 3 is 12 weeks. 3 months later, you're paid off. Oh, wow. Imagine that. Today, the student debt is over $1.26 trillion, with over 44 million Americans in debt from student loans. 2016's graduates, on average, are over $36,000 in debt, which is up 6% from just a year ago. And by the way, they will garnish your wages right out of your Social Security check if you still have that unpaid student loan debt by the time you start collecting Social Security. They will garnish it out of there faster than you can blink an eye. What can be done to alleviate the situation? Why do banks get bailed out, 2008 Lehman Brothers crisis, for cheating the world, while students must continue to pay a debt? Why is a private institution, the Federal Reserve, in charge of this nation's money and finances? How will students continue to be able to go to college when the price continues to skyrocket as the federal minimum wage stays stuck at $7.25 an hour? At some point soon, the masses won't take it anymore from the banking cartel. The education system is in for some major changes very soon, according to the author of this article. I agree, and I would say it's already happening. It's already happening. 2011, that was the peak. It's now declining. Why is it declining? Because it's too much money and people are realizing I'm not learning anything that I need to be learning. Like the guy said, his friend said to him, the engineer, I learned more in my first month working than the entire 5 years I spent. Now, do you remember back in the old days, which you probably don't because none of us have been alive, but I'm sure you know this. And if not, you could ask your grandparents, and they'll probably tell you. But in the old days, you could learn a trade, let's say a blacksmith, and you would come on as a quote-unquote apprentice. Not Donald Trump's TV show, the real thing, an apprentice. The blacksmith is going to show you how to do blacksmithing. We're going to show you how to create these horseshoes. We're going to create maybe some medieval weapons, perhaps, sword. Some useful items for society. I'm going to show you how to heat this thing up. We're going to burn this to it's practically melting. It's burning hot red. We're going to now shape it, use this hammer for that. Take them through the steps. Now you've gone up a level. Now you're a junior apprentice or whatever, you know what I mean? Next thing you know, he's a blacksmith. If he sat in a classroom reading about blacksmithing every now and then, but mostly learning about, planting flowers, agriculture, aquatic, live fish, and the occasional learning of blacksmithing. How useful is that other stuff to a blacksmith? It's not even kind of useful. It's a waste of your damn memory banks in your freaking brain. If you're going to college, if you want to learn about something, you should be taught everything about that. You're going to be the specialist about it anyways, aren't you? Well, I'm an auto mechanic. You specialize in fixing vehicles. All kinds. Trucks, cars, SUVs, maybe even diesels and bigger vehicles, perhaps boats even. You don't need to learn quantum physics or even algebra, honestly. Wish we learned at least algebra in high school, but you get the point. Why are they teaching us all this stuff? They should literally have trade schools and that's it. And you're probably thinking, oh, they do, Jason, ITT Tech. Oh, I almost threw up in my mouth on that one. Ugh. ITT. Let me try to say it. ITT. Can't even say it. Go online. Hold on. Bill O'Reilly. ITT Tech Reviews. Do it. F it. I'll do it live. May I switch to scene number 2? Yes, I may. ConsumerAffairs.com. Online colleges. Not 148. Top 148 complaints and reviews about ITT. Next one, Indeed.com. ITT Tech is a scam. Okay. Let's top 148 complaints, shall we? Because it's no different. ITT Tech became what the colleges are. Huge tuition fees. We even have job placement. We'll help you get a job. And you know what the job placement is? We got a job board over there, a little tack board. Go over there and check the tack board. There's some local newspaper listings and some stuff online that we found for our students. Oh, wait. I was under the impression you guys you were in some of these businesses, that they trusted the people you produce with the skills here, that you had like a little insight, like maybe you had a deal with Caterpillar or major automotive, Ford or something. That's not. I guess you guys kind of misled me. Your recruiter kind of misled me. I was under the impression you had job placement, not me going online and finding job ads and posting them on there for the students here. I didn't know that. I attended ITT Tech in 2010 and was concerned about how the instructors were not professors, and most were the last phase of the bachelor's degree. My instructors would not only try to teach the material, but were also using class time to complete their own studies. I attempted to challenge this at school without prevail, and the credits are all but useless. Every school I attempt to use these credits at rejected them. I would like everyone to know this and seek out legal remedy against the school and get their money or loans returned. Went to ITT Tech from 2004 to 2006 under false pretenses. Was told when I applied for my loan that I would have no trouble getting a job to pay for my loans, and that I would be placed in my field with enough to pay back the loan. Was also told my loan would be no trouble to pay back, and was never told this would be through Sally Mae, now Navient, which I found out the hard way. They are hard to get through to and do not work with you whatsoever to pay back your loan, even when you tell them you can't afford what they want you to pay back. And you want to know something else? You're going to get hit with higher interest rates because you're going to fail to hit that payment. If you miss one payment, subsection C of the contract, your rates go up pretty significantly. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, sorry. Can we undo that? No, sorry. You're now going to pay us interest the rest of your life. To be honest with you, sir, we don't care if you never pay the loan back. We just want to get payments from you because they're full of interest. And that's what we want. That's all we care about. You are nothing but a crop in the ground for us to squeeze and pick. And when you don't pay at all, that really bothers us. That's when we have to go to the government. We need them to garnish this gentleman's wages. He signed up. No one told you had to get the loan. Nobody forced your hand to get the loan, did they, sir? Well, not really, but you did kind of mislead. No, we didn't mislead. You read the contract. It's all there, black and white. You used fizzy lifting drink, which now has to be washed and cleansed and desanitized. You lose. And you, ITT Tech, have 148 of the top reviews, which are like 1 star. And I remember doing a video a little while back. ITT Tech was told, I think it was ITT Tech, was told by the government, you can no longer accept any new tuition, it's over. I think it was, let me double check. ITT Tech closed down. September 7th, 2016, ITT Tech shuts down all campuses. That's a Big 10-4. I recall doing that video. Thank you very much. The whole damn system is imploding. The whole thing is. You're being lied to left and right. But the markets are phenomenal right now, aren't they? Everything must be fine. I'm telling you right now, you better be prepared for all of this nonsense to be dealt with, because it's not going away. It doesn't just disappear. They don't get to flick a magic wand and say, okay, all this is gone. The derivatives, they're gone. 20 trillion in debt we owe, it's gone. The unfunded liabilities, don't worry about it. We got it covered. Colleges epically failing, massive tuition, don't worry about it. We got it covered. $1.3 trillion still owed in student loan debt and growing, by the way. Don't sweat it. Markets are going to rally. Trump's going to fix everything. Trump can't. And you can't blame it on him either. You can't. Because, again, he was left with this. Just like the previous president, I was left with this from George Bush. And now Trump's left with something that's millions of times worse than what Obama was left with. Again, I've said this numerous times. It's like a train. The conductor gets changed out every 4 years. Sometimes they stay 8. Double presidency. You know, the conductor. And they're tooting the horn, blowing the whistle. Man, I'm the dude. I'm going to drain the swamp. I'm going to fix Wall Street. I'm going to do it. But that train is going down train tracks that were laid a long time ago to a special destination. And it's got Nancy Pelosi right behind the conductor, the president, saying, ma'am, where are we going? Where does this train track end? You have to stay on the train to see where it ends. Kind of like healthcare. We got to pass the law before you can see what's in it. On that note, I'm going to get off the train, even if it might kill me and break my bones. I think I'm going to jump off the sucker and take my chances. Thank you. And old J Snip 4 and his band of subscribers, we all jump off the train while the sheep will look at us. What are those idiots doing? Are they stupid? Are they crazy? Whatever. Too many of them on the train anyways. Let's keep partying. Train's running great. Drinks are free on the house. Oh, this is great. Let's go. Until it runs them off the cliff. Final destination, off the cliff, the Grand Canyon. Oh, shoot. Hope you got your precious metals. I know it looks bad right now. 15. Well, hold on. What's the price? Let me double check that price real quick. $15.80. Oh, God, man, where's that going to go back? Oh, it's a terrible pit in my stomach. Oh, it hurts. No, it shouldn't hurt. Go buy more. The days when Bitcoin were $2, anyone who got in after those days, when it's been in the hundreds, are thinking and kick back to themselves, I want to kick my own ass. Why, oh, why didn't I get more? Why, go back and forth. Oh, my God, why didn't I get more? I should have done that. I should have. You're going to say the same thing one of these days. I can't tell you what day. One of these days, when silver and gold go ape. And if we're to believe the webbot, the days might be sooner than you think, because Bitcoin hitting $1,000 again for the second time is a precursor, according to the webbot, for gold and silver, and it was really heavily focused on silver, but both, to take off, finally. And I've been thinking, as they've been nailing gold and silver down, are they dumping all these paper nonsense contracts in preparation for a ride upwards? Is the club unloading their derivatives, their paper silver contracts at epic proportions in preparation for a nice little rally? It could be. I don't know, but I thought about it. And as I'm ending this, I want to just double check where Bitcoin is at this moment. Bitcoin price. So it was 832-ish when I did my video, which was the day before. By that morning, when I always do videos at night, and I schedule them the next morning at night. So that night, I schedule it for the next morning to come online at 8 o'clock a.m. to be public. Happens automatically. So I did the video at night. Where's Bitcoin at? 832. Okay, got it. Talked about it in my video. By that next morning, it was already up to 860 something, 862. It is now 888.99. Interesting number. 888.99. As a matter of fact, you need to stand by, because I think that's an interesting number regarding Webbot. Something the Webbot had said. Someone emailed me today. Yes, here it is. 888. Steve sent this, but someone else sent me. Hang on. 888. Come on, where's it at? Where's it at, man? Did I delete it? Let me pause this so I don't keep you waiting. Hang on 1 second. I cannot find it. But the comment that he made, I remember it earlier. He said something like, "Hey, didn't the Webbot or Cliff say we would see Bitcoin go to like 1,000 or more over that, and then back down to like 888, and then before it goes back up again, something like that." And I'm sitting here. Someone has already emailed me just about 15 minutes ago. Steve, 888.0. Hey, it's 888. I'm looking right now. It's 888.99. Interesting set of numbers, isn't it? So again, this Webbot and the number thing with the Bitcoin is absolutely incredible. It's unbelievable. So that's how I'm ending this video. Take care.